Hey boys and girls, Mr. D here, just adding that period, which I always seem to forget in our goal statement. But our goal today is we're going to learn how to FOIL polynomials. Something you'll be doing for years and years and years from here on out in all your math classes. So it's really important, really very simple. FOIL is going to be an acronym, big word, big English term for a math guy like myself, but this FOIL is going to stand for something different, and it stands for this. So please jot this down. First, outer, inner, last. Let's take a look at our example here and we'll see what we're talking about. Example 1. So we've got the quantity of x plus 2 times the quantity of x minus 3. So we've got to make sure we multiply all the appropriate things by each other. So really we've got this whole quantity times this whole quantity. So we've got to make sure each term here multiplies by each term in this quantity. So in order to help us remember which ones we multiply, that's where we use FOIL. So for example, our first terms would be right here. Our yellow ones are our first terms right there. Okay. Our outer terms would be here, the outside terms. Okay. The inner terms right here. Okay. And then our last terms, the last terms of each quantity, right there. So that's what we mean when we say FOIL. Okay. So again, here we go. So our first, outer, inner, last. That's what we're looking at. So our first terms will be x times x, or x, whoop, sorry guys, x times x, or x squared. Our outer terms, see, it was the first terms of each bracket. Now the outside terms, negative 3 times positive x is negative 3x. Our inner terms, inside here, 2 times positive x, which is 2x. And then our last terms, 2 times negative 3, the last, 2 times negative 3, that's negative 6. Now, let's combine like terms and simplify here. The x squared, there's nothing to go with that, so that just stays as x squared. We have our x's here, negative 3, positive 2, well, that'd be negative 1, or negative x. And then the only constant we have is 6, so there we go, negative 6. Okay, the one thing that you'll generally find, I'd say 99% of the time, is that your first term and your last term will generally not have anything to simplify with it, no like terms. Usually your outers and your inners, and about 99% of the time, will be able to combine and be simplified. Okay? So that's just a little tip you can keep in mind. Take a look at example 2 here. Again, we've got this quantity of 3x plus 2 times the quantity of 4x minus 3, so we'll FOIL it. Anytime we see parentheses times parentheses like this, terms inside, FOIL is a great option. So, let's take a look here. Somehow this got moved a little bit. Let's just slide that up to make that line up. There we go. Line up my multiplication signs. So let's FOIL it. Our first term's right here, 3x times 4x. Well, it's going to be 12x squared. Our outers, outside terms, negative 3 and positive 3x. Right here, negative 3, positive 3x. That'd be negative 9x. Our inners, positive 2, positive 4x right here. 8x, positive. And lasts. 2 times negative 3 is our last terms. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. And again, let's combine our like terms. Right here we have an x, we have an x. And our first and our last don't have like terms. So 12x squared. Negative 8, positive 8. Negative 9, positive 8 is negative 1 or negative 1x. And then minus 6. The inside terms will not always cancel out just to the x. That's just coincidental here. Okay, so there's our final answer. Take a look at this example 3. They try and trick us here. They have the quantity of x plus 2 squared. X plus 2 quantity squared, I guess is the right way to say it. This can really be written as this. X plus 2 times x plus 2, it's what it really is. So, let's FOIL it. just like we've been doing. So, oops, here's what we got. So again, we know our first x times x is x squared. Our outers, x times 2 is 2x. Our inners, 2 times x is 2x. And our lasts, 2 times 2, well, that's going to be positive 4. So let's simplify our like terms here. So we have x squared plus 4x plus 4. And that's that. So that's how we would simplify that, multiply that through using FOIL. Okay, so again, I think your homework for tonight is going to be up on page 502, numbers 23 and 25. Take a look at those tomorrow. We'll do some more practice with this. Again, follow each step. This really should be pretty simple. FOIL, FOIL, FOIL. All right, wonderful, and I'll see you guys in class.